Good morning. It is around 7:50 a.m. and I'm about to head out. We had a very, very short day yesterday. Kind of the lack of sleep for the past couple of days for me, and the night hike and everything just like screwed up everybody's clock, and it was kind of hot. Like the high was like 80, but it felt much hotter than that. So anyways, we were all a group of us were like just all like tuckered out, and we all just decided to take a 6 mile day and camp here right next to a stream, so we have plenty of water and stuff. So our little group is headed towards 8.1 for right now, because one of them has a hotel reservation they made for Thursday, and yesterday they realized that it was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, so if we were to get into town today, which could be done, it would be 17 miles from here. It was another reason why we decided to stop early. They'd be there a day early, and they didn't want to buy like another hotel or accommodation, which I totally get. So I'm like this group, so I'm sticking with them for a little while. So yeah, so we're all gonna have a shorter day. Right now we're shooting for 8 miles. It might be 11, it might be 14, we don't know yet, but yeah. And then there's a water cache coming up in 7 miles. That sometimes has trail magic with it, so we'll see. And I'm excited if it does, but I'm not gonna, put my hopes on that. And yeah, we're right now, the sun's still coming over the mountains, so I'm in a shady spot, but I'm gonna get hiking, because if it was any way hotter than yesterday, today's gonna be a little rougher, because we're going uphill, up to 6,000 feet, basically. So getting an earlier start and getting out there. Bye. Also, I didn't know about this until yesterday, but pro tip for anybody else hiking this in the future. This Tehachapi Willow Springs Road is 16, 17 miles. That is the most common way that everybody gets into town. From there, you take a little road to the main highway, and everybody hitches from that area. You can still do the 8 miles to the town icon on Far Out and get a ride too, but based off of the comments on Far Out, it looks like most people go into town to Tehachapi from that point. But yeah, hike your own hike. Do what's best for you. And yeah, like I said, beautiful morning. We just got started, so let's make our way up this hill of ours. Alright, so this section's pretty okay. But today might be tricky if the soil continues to be like this sandy. Or maybe I just went through a rougher patch, but it's kind of eroded in a lot of places. Back over there. Anxiety didn't spike too high, but it was just like, I'm glad I'm doing this in the morning when I'm fresh and stuff, and I'm really glad I didn't hike out for various reasons, but now I'm also glad I didn't hike out yesterday when I was so tired, because that would have just, yeah, my brain wouldn't have been able to handle that very well. Even though it's like, these eroded sections, there's like very small sections usually. But depending on the drop off and what's below, it can make my brain just go crazy, and it's like something I can't really control. I try, but yeah, right now the trail itself is doing good, but yeah. And then we're seeing the other part of that wind farm we hiked through yesterday. So that's kind of neat to see as I'm hiking. I don't think they're a new flower, but I'm really liking these little pinkish blue flowers that are popping up on trail. They're quite tiny. But yeah, because it's a little arid. I mean, we got the puffball plant, but most of them are going to seed. And some brushes, some yellow flowers. But yeah, this desert has been a little bit more arid. Which makes sense. We're in the Mojave, or near the Mojave Desert, and it's much hotter than some of the ones we've been through. Oh, and I like grass sometimes. Like this isn't the tall silvery kind, or the black kind I really like, but as long as it's not hitting me in the face. I sometimes like how it looks when it lines the trail, and sometimes I'll like run my hand on the top because they're really silky soft if they're tall enough. I don't know if you can tell, but here's a slight example. So, of my brain not being happy. So there's rock here, and it's a little eroded. It's not too bad, but it's very slippery because it's sand. So my brain's like, well, where am I going to put my feet so I don't fall? So I think I'm going to go over here and then hop down. But yeah, maybe when I get to another eroded section, I can try to show you what those sometimes look like. All right, so we have an eroded section. This one doesn't have barely any drop off, so it's not going to make my brain go crazy. But the trail is like, I don't know, about the width of my poles, like about 1 foot. So it's very, very skinny. You just go very slowly. Usually when I have a path that's like basically only one foot, you can only place 1 foot there. It's usually on a much steeper drop off, and the ones that get my brain going are, of course, the no fall zone ones. So yeah, even this one I'm doing it cautiously. I don't want to twist an ankle or slide down, even though it's not that bad. And then you get to normal trail, which is, you know, much wider, maybe a foot and a half, versus, I don't know if you can see the difference. So regular trail, shorter trail. Yeah, it's harder to see it on camera. Just trust me, it's a lot smaller going around that bend there. So yeah. And then here's another section where it gets short again. So big to short, so it's a little eroded, but with a steeper drop off. My brain right now is okay, because again, if I slip and fall, it's not going to kill me. But yeah, so today, this one though, up here, oh man, this one I will have to put the camera down for. This one, a little steeper drop, but this one there is no trail. There's none at all. I see where people went down here, but the whole trail is completely eroded out, so this one's going to be tricky because it's very, very loose soil. Again, brain is sort of okay. I will see once I start trying to cross it. I think maybe because I know like there's multiple ways to get around it. Usually there's not. So yeah. I'm really hoping that this type of soil will ease off for a little bit, but I probably doubt it will. So I'm petting a little toad, a little the horned lizard, just a little baby. Aren't you cute? Yes, you are. Normally they run really far away. I mean, really fast. One thing I've been meaning to film that I didn't do yet is these little pink plants. They actually look really fuzzy from like when I stand up. Yeah, they got really little flowers and they just kind of dot the hillside occasionally. But yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but like when I stand up, it kind of looks like, to me, like a little lint ball with like pink flowers in it. But yeah, there's a bunch of them in this area though. They're everywhere. Look at that. Also, my shirt kind of smells. So there's these big black desert beetles. They come in various sizes. And one was on its back and I was trying to help it out. And so I had it grab onto my sleeve. And now my sleeve smells like rubber tires is the best way I can describe it. So these beetles, one of their defenses is like being really smelly, like chemical. And so when it's in distress or it's trying to defend itself, I was trying to get it away from some ants. So, but it was trying to defend itself. It like, usually they like stick their head down and butt in the air, and I think they release like some type of chemical odor thing. But I didn't realize how strong it was. I can smell it clear as day. And I'm hoping it fades away sooner than later. If not, I'm gonna have to like, there might be like a temporary stream coming up. I'm gonna have to wash my my shirt sleeve in the thing, because like it is strong. And it's so amazing to me that such a little creature can put off such a powerful smell. At least it doesn't smell like horrid like rotten eggs or maybe I don't know, poop or something. But yeah, I smell like rubber tires right now. So you can really see the trail because how barren it is. So it goes around there and then it goes into the left here, but then it goes down, and then I don't know how well this shows up, but then it switchbacks up and up and up and up and then goes that way. Isn't that neat? So I think it's Island Girl and Lady are hiking on there right now. I think. Okay, here's an eroded spot. There's no trail. I'm gonna like try to like walk up and around a little bit, but yeah, it's a pretty. I don't want to roll down that, so yeah, we'll get through this. It's just it's really slick because it's all sand. All right, I'm on the other side. I got through it. I went up near the rock and then came down. But yeah, not a fan when it does things like that. I'm really glad because today we're gonna pass the 550 mile marker today. So that means I'll have less than 150 miles to go. And that's like, if I do, minus the town stops. But if I do, 15 miles, average 15 miles for those hiking days, and I'll be done in 10 days. So I'm really excited to get over the desert section and up to Kennedy Meadows. And then from there, I'll make some decisions on what I want to do next. I will flip up eventually, but I don't know if I mentioned this in a different video, but there's, hold on, it's getting a little erody. I might try to do this year's actual PCT from Kenny Meadows to Lone Pine, and then from there I might do a road walk to Bishop, but we'll see. This one has orange on it. Isn't that cool? Into the water cache. There's umbrellas and stuff. It looks fancy. Excited. We're gonna have a long lunch there. So we're at mile 549 and it's got water. And then sometimes they bring cold drinks and put it in this Coca-Cola cooler. But there's none today. And then there's this and more water here. And then this has a little library. And I'm in Jonathan's way. He's cooking.
I'm in your way, sorry.
I meant to do this earlier, but I'll edit that part out. And then we have a pantry, which doesn't have anything in it right now. The logbook, which I forgot to sign. And a hiker box with a few things in it. Alright, heading towards camp for the night. In 3.7-ish. But one thing that's really neat is all these flowering yellow tree bush things going on in this section. Had a nice break at the water cache at 549. As you can see, it has like some umbrellas and water and all kinds of stuff. It's really nice to just sit there for a little while and beat some of the heat. Currently it's a little cloudy, which I'm grateful for, so that the sun isn't directly shining down. Oh yeah, and there's like some pine trees too. So going downhill. I really like how wide the trail is and that we're basically on a ridge line, especially with how slippery this sandy gravel that we're walking on right now. If I was going on a steep downhill, I'd be so unhappy right now. So it's towards the end of the day, but we're going to be hiking down towards this wind farm here. It's definitely bigger than the one that we stayed in, because there's like a little break in between them. But yeah, that's kind of neat. I think where we're camping actually is pretty close to wind turbines. So that made me nice to get a little bit of a breeze, but I know that at 2 a.m. at our night hike, it was really difficult to set up the tent a little bit. Not so much my tent. I seemed to do okay with it once I got my ground sheet like held down by rocks. But we had a heck of a time a little bit trying to get a freestanding tent up for Lady just a little bit. So yeah, hopefully it's not too bad tonight, or at least when we're setting up our tents, because once it's up, you know. It's not much of a problem after that, but trying to set down ground sheets and stake down and stuff, it can be a little tricky. But yeah, things are going good. Today's a good day. Had a really good time at the Oasis with everyone. Had a few more new hikers. And now the debate in my head is, do I hike into town with Island Girl, Lady, and Gandalf? Or do I hike another 8 miles after that-ish to go to the second way to get into Tehachapi, Highway 58 or whatever it is, and take the bus in with a few other hikers? And I have no idea. Part of me is leaning towards just going to town because I'm tired. I need a break. And doing all that, and then coming back out and doing the 8 miles when I get done zeroing and stuff. But the downside is that I will be not with that small group anymore, because some of them are choosing not to do the 8 miles. Some of them are and some of them aren't. So, or just suck it up, do the whole 8 miles, not extra, the rest of the 8 miles, and then go in on the bus. And so that way, when I get into town, even though I'll get in later than I had originally planned, I still am able to hike out with them after we all zero. So yeah, stuff to think about for sure. Oh, and the only reason why some of them might be skipping that 8 miles is not because they necessarily don't want to do it, but I think one person needs to meet up with their brother, and so it'll cut some time off to get to them. I'm not sure about the other person or the other one. There's like 2 or 3, but or if they're going to change their mind, I have no idea. I just know some people might have to skip because they're trying to catch up to other people. So, or maybe they just don't feel the need to do that, and that's fine. I mean, like I said before, like, I'm not a purist on this trail like I was on the AT. I'm willing to take alternates around snow, blue blazes and whatnot. However, I just can't morally right now justify yellow blazing 8 miles just to yellow blaze 8 miles when I can easily hike them. There's no snow. It's just, I don't know. I mean, other hikers I've done said it's not anything to write home about, but there's no blue blaze around them. There's no reason to not do them in my head. Like, there's not an equivalent of a road walk either around it, so it's not like doing the road walk past Baden Powell and like some of the PCT when I did Highway 2. As weird as that sounds, I don't know if that makes sense. So, and out here, hike your own hike. Do what's going to keep you on trail, keep you happy, keep you safe, whatever. So, but yeah, that's something I need to think about, whether or not I'm going to, like, when I'm going to do those miles and how I'm going to do them. Oh my gosh, I just spotted something that's gonna really make the rest of my 2 miles or whatever. No, less than 2 miles. Anyways, look. Blooming cacti. Ah, I haven't seen a cactus in so long. Look at this beauty. Oh man, that makes me so happy. And this one's got a beetle in it, just going to town. Awesome.